The New England Patriots 2024 NFL schedule has been released. It's set in stone, which means now it's time to talk about the predictions. What do we think here on Patriots Today is going to happen for your 2024 New England Patriots? I'm going to be breaking down week one all the way until the end of the season, including those bye weeks and what the New England Patriots could do possibly towards the end of the season. But first and foremost, I am Allie Barefoot, and I want to tell you guys what the schedule will look like for the Patriots this season. Week one started off hot with Joe Burrow at the Cincinnati Bengals arena. Looks like it's going to be a tough opponent there for week one, but then week two, we will go against the Seattle Seahawks. This one will be the home opener during week two. Week three, you got Thursday Night Football, the only primetime matchup here for the Patriots going up against Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Week four, we will be taking on the 2023 Super Bowl runner-ups, the 49ers. Week 5 versus the Miami Dolphins. Week 6 versus C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Week 7, you've got the Jaguars, but not anywhere very close. This one's going to be across the pond in London. And then Week 8, one more time, let's go see how Aaron Rodgers is doing against the Jets, but this time at home. Week 9, you've got the Tennessee Titans. Week 10, you've got Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Week 11, the Los Angeles Rams. Week 12, one more time facing the Miami Dolphins, but this time in their home territory. Week 13, you've got the Indianapolis Colts. Week 14, you got a very, very late bye, in my opinion, here for the New England Patriots. Week 15, one time at the Cardinals. And then you don't play the Bills until Week 16 or 18, which is extremely interesting to me to be playing them towards the end of the season with one game in between, that being the Los Angeles Chargers. And if that was a lot of information to throw at you guys, which it normally is, I'm definitely more of a visual person anyways, here's the Patriots schedule summary. 8 home games, 8 away games, 1 primetime game, as you guys saw that Thursday Night Football in Week 3. A Week 14 bye, I'm going to break that down just a little bit here. And then they do play in London the second season in a row. They're going to be playing overseas, and that one's going to be in Week 17. My question here for you guys is, are you ready for the New England Patriots season? It's super easy. All you guys have to do is type me down below if you are ready to see your New England Patriots actually playing some real-life football, not the preseason, not the offseason, not the training camps. I'm talking regular season, playoff football, all of it. I want it now. Type me. Let's see what you guys think. All right, let's break down the Week 1 matchup here, going up against the Cincinnati Bengals at Cincinnati. This one will be taken, the kickoff will be on September 8th. And the 2023 record, obviously for New England Patriots, was not the best, but the Bengals did have a winning record, but it took a lot to get there. Joe Burrow, of course, went down with that injury. They had a lot of possible trade requests coming in for a bunch of players that were very primetime players for the Cincinnati Bengals. So with a fully healthy Joe Burrow, it's going to be tough. And unfortunately, I do think the Patriots are going to actually start off their season with a loss. I think this will be the first game you're actually going to see your full roster in full transition from the preseason, the offseason, especially if you're going to go with Jerod Mayo week 1. It's going to be a little bit different for him to adjust from college to NFL. So I predict this being a loss for week 1. Starting off the season, unfortunately not hot, 0-1. But then there is a time to redeem yourself going up against the Seattle Seahawks here. This one's going to be your home opener. This is where Jerod Mayo is really going to be able to feel that mold if that's who they decide to roll with there at QB1. I think that they bounce back. You got your home crowd back with you. You're back in the Northeast. So knowing that the Seattle Seahawks had about the exact same schedule as the Bengals, you're going to be getting kind of a similar style of play here. So I have them winning this one in week 2, making their record 1-1. But let's talk about this. The Thursday Night Football game. I'm going to be honest, it scares the hell out of me, man. I don't know if the Patriots are fully ready for prime time just yet. And with Aaron Rodgers fully coming back from an injury, he's going to be looking to do some damage this season. So they've got some great resources there, especially when it comes to the defensive line. It's going to be tough on your offense that entire game. And they had the offensive resources. Of course, you got Garrett Wilson. You've got a lot of players that can fit the Aaron Rodgers mold. And in the bright lights, I would love to see the Patriots do some damage here, but I'm going to predict a loss. I just don't know if the Patriots are ready for Thursday Night Football action. If I would have given up a prime time, maybe a Sunday night game would have been a little bit better here. But it is going to be intriguing to see how the Patriots do in the bright lights. But before we go on ahead and break down the rest of the schedule here, we have every Patriots game covered. We're going live We got you guys covered. Do not worry about it. If you guys need everything you want to know about the New England Patriots for completely no cost, well, this is where you need to be. Go on ahead and hit that sub button for me. Let's talk about week 4 here. I don't think it gets much better. I do think that the Jets and the 49ers are two very different teams, but they're also two very good teams that have a lot to offer here. So the 49ers coming into week 4, that's going to be tough. Of course, they did just go to the Super Bowl while they could not finish the job. This is going to be an electric team. They did not move a lot of pieces around, so I do think you're going to be looking at probably the similar team and style they had last season. Of course, you got Brock Purdy, CMC, you got Brandon Ayuk. They're going to be still a lethal threat here on offense and on defense, so unfortunately this one is going to be a loss moving in at 1-3. Then you got the Miami Dolphins. They did make some changes, picked up OBJ in the offseason as well. Of course, you got Tyreek Hill, you've got Tua Tagovailoa. So once again, while this one will be at the New England Patriots arena, I do not think it's going to be a win. Give me a loss, and that moves him into 1-4. And it just keeps pummeling. I'm going to be honest there. Week 3 to probably week 6 is tough, in my opinion, because you got the Texans. The Texans who made a lot of moves. Added Stephon Diggs. You've got C.J. Stroud. They're going to be a very different ball team than you saw last season. And last season, they were even great. 10-7 was a winning record, and they did a lot better than they did, of course, in 2022. So they're constantly getting better. And I do see the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud making a huge stride. A lot bigger than the New England Patriots. I have them at 1-5 by week 6 here, with still that one win coming in week 2. But the tables are turned in week 7, going up against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, in my opinion, kind of plummeted in the 2023 season. Travis Etienne went from scoring a touchdown every single game to not ever seeing the end zone. I think they're working through a lot of kinks right now in Jacksonville, so this is the opportunity for New England to really catch their stride, come into their stadium, and take over that win, moving into 2-5. But we have to see Aaron Rodgers again. How fun is that? October 27th, right around Halloween, is when they're going to actually play the Jets in their home territory. And you know what? I think this one goes their way. I think they're going to have a win. While the Jets do still have a lot to work through, and we still have yet to see Aaron Rodgers play more than 3 snaps in a New York Jets uniform. You've seen him once. Maybe when you see him again, they come to your turf here in the Northeast. It'll be a lot better. That's a win for me, 3-5. Moving on to the Texans. Boom, you're going to have another win for me in this column, moving into 4-5 here. Once again, I don't know if the Tennessee Titans are going to do damage this year. Of course, Derrick Henry no longer running in the backfield for them anymore. Mike Vrabel was fired from being the head coach, so they're going to have a really adjusting season here as well. They still don't know. There's a quarterback competition going on there, so I do think that the Patriots take advantage of them in Nissan Stadium. Give me a win here in Week 9. Week 10, we've got Caleb Williams and Chicago Bears. They obviously made a ton of huge moves in this offseason, so I'll keep this one pretty simple. I don't think the New England Patriots can touch the Chicago Bears just yet, so give me a loss moving into 4-6. But the Rams showed a lot of potential last season. They went 10-7. Of course, you saw Puka Nacua. You saw Cooper Kupp regain his strength. While you do have Aaron Donald, who did just retire, which I'm sure everybody in the NFL is very excited to see that, who does no longer has to go up against him. I don't know if it's still enough to get the job done, but I do think the Patriots will stun me here. Give me a win, 5-6, despite the Los Angeles Rams having a lot of young potential in this upcoming season. One more time here against the Miami Dolphins, this time in their home territory. I think the Dolphins are going to be legit on offense, so I'm going to take this a loss in Week 12, going into a record of 5-7. We've got a couple more games to dissect here in this record prediction, but what Patriots game are you most excited for? I think it's going to be great going up against the New York Jets. I love that kind of very close rivalry there in the Northeast, and I do think that if you're going to lose once and possibly win the second, that's going to be a good series there going up against the New York Jets. That's who I'm most excited for. Go ahead and comment your prediction down below. Which game are you excited to see the New England Patriots play this season? Coming up here in Week 13, you got the Indianapolis Colts taking a trip to the Northeast. They did have a pretty good record last year, but they don't have Gardner Minshew anymore. He is now playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. So I do think that they will have an opportunity to take advantage of their growing season here for the Colts. Give me a win, 6-7 at home, while they do travel to the very beautiful, I assume, in December, a lot better than in New England, the Arizona Cardinals. Week 15, they're kind of in the same boat here. Kyler Murray still trying to figure out what resources that he has on offense. So I think this could definitely be a win. Just going to have to play hard. Going to have to outplay the Arizona Cardinals. They're kind of in a similar position as the Patriots this season. Give me a win and tying that record at 7-7. And then here's why I think it is a little bit weird, is that they don't play the Buffalo Bills until after they have a Week 14 bye, which I think that is a little interesting here. But then you go on to Week 16. You got to play the Buffalo Bills. First time you're now going to go up there to Buffalo in New York, and I do think it's going to be tough. While they don't have Stephon Diggs, it is still Josh Allen. They still have a successful team there, obviously, with a record last year of 11-6. So I do think they're going to win here. They're going to lose, to the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo in Week 16. But Week 17, they got another tough team going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. One more time, I don't think the end of the season is going to be any easier than the beginning of their season. So I'm going to unfortunately have a loss, making it 7-9. And then one more time here against the Buffalo Bills, having them in New England for the last game of the season. Always great to start away and end at home. But I don't know if they're going to change that much in 2 weeks in order to be able to win over the Buffalo Bills. I do see this being a pretty growing season for the New England Patriots. I have them ending the year at 8-9. Not necessarily a winning record, but as you guys saw, they're growing. They don't have Bill Belichick anymore. They're possibly going to find a new GM. The Patriots have a lot of moving parts here heading into the offseason. And while I'm extremely excited to see what they can do with it, it's going to be a growing pain. But predict the Patriots record. If you think I was too harsh, let me know. If you want to predict yours, go ahead, comment down below. Let's talk about it. While you guys are at it, hit that sub button for me. Anything and everything New England Patriots related, we have it right here at Chat Sports for completely free, which is always great. So go on ahead and hit that sub button for me. And while you guys are at it, go on ahead, drop your comments down below and hit a like, and we'll see you guys next time.